You're a pizza delivery guy. It isn't your dream job, but you don't hate the work. It's a tolerable way to pay the rent until you figure out what to do with your life. Your boss is what you call a stand-up guy. After the recent news reports about fast food delivery workers getting attacked and mugged, he insisted all staff members work in pairs when delivering to isolated or rundown areas. Other takeout restaurants only care about the bottom line, and the safety of their employees comes second. Your boss isn't like that, so you feel safe when the order comes through for 2 large margaritas to be delivered to a house out in the sticks. You and Lois can go together. You get on well with Lois. You're not exactly friends, but you always have a laugh at work. And you occasionally see her in a social capacity because she's close with your girlfriend Amanda. It takes half an hour to get to the house. You hope the pizzas are still warm. They're in a storage bag, designed to retain heat, but most deliveries are made in 15 minutes or less, so you're slightly concerned. The pizzas are the least of your worries when your headlights reveal the dilapidated state of the house. It looks abandoned, with wooden panels sealing several broken windows. Graffiti artists have made their mark on the wall beside the front door. Despite all this, you can't assume that nobody lives here. You have to at least try the doorbell. It's your job. Your boss is cool, but not that cool. You don't want the cost of undelivered pizzas taken out of your wages. Lois looks apprehensive. You assure her it'll be okay before you both get out of the car and take tentative steps towards the isolated house. The porch creaks under your boots. The night air is scented with rain and pine needles. Something off to the side catches your eye. There's a splatter of a dark substance up the wall. You're straining to see in the moonlight, wondering if it's blood, when Lois gasps. You follow her frightened gaze to an ominous figure lurking in the darkness. He, or maybe it's a she, is wearing a black ankle-length hooded cloak. You wonder if this is a prank set up by your co-workers back at the shop. This isn't the attire of the average mugger. Lois grips your arm and points to a second cloaked figure emerging from the dark. You spot a third and a fourth, a fifth and a sixth. Lois's nails dig further into your flesh. The figures stride swiftly towards you, approaching from all directions. They're between you and the car. You doubt you'll be able to get past them to reach your vehicle. Lois is making panicked noises. You know you have to take charge. You ask Lois where her phone is. She says she left it in the car. You pat your pockets and realize you've made the same mistake. It had been low in battery, so you plugged it into the USB charging point. It's still there now, so close yet utterly useless. You smash the nearest window. The glass easily falls from its rotten frame with a clatter that shatters the night. You lift Lois to help her through before climbing in yourself. The house is empty and filthy, clearly abandoned. You plan to find the back door and escape that way. But when you reach the rear of the property, you see more figures coming towards the house from that direction. You take Lois's hand and lead her back towards the front door. You'll have to make a dash for the car and hope to get between the figures. But one of them is climbing through the broken window when you get there. You pull Lois up the stairs and lock yourself in the bathroom. The lock is flimsy and won't hold under pressure, but it gives you time to catch your breath. Your heart is beating hard and your limbs are shaking. Lois is white in the grim darkness. "What do we do?" she gasps. There isn't any furniture you can use to barricade the door. Lois screams when somebody crashes against the door from the other side. The lock holds. You sit down with your back against the door, so you're barricading it with your body, and Lois follows suit. This seems like a good idea until a machete penetrates the door inches above your head. Lois screams again. None of this feels real. You run over to the window, wondering if you can jump, but it's too far down, and there aren't any footholds. The machete punches through the door again. On impulse, you release the lock and swing the door open. Your assailant is still holding the handle of the machete and comes stumbling towards you. He didn't expect the door to open, and you didn't expect to snap his neck without a moment's thought, but you do. Your uncle taught you how when he needed to put animals on his farm out of their misery. You strip the assailant of his cloak. He's naked underneath, but you barely notice this. You're too shocked by the intricate tattoos that pattern his entire face and shaved head. His mouth gapes open and you're alarmed to see he has no teeth or tongue. You shove the cloak at Lois, telling her to put it on. You know there won't be much time before another figure appears. You can hear creaky footsteps in the adjacent room. Thankfully, the hood of the cloak is huge and covers Lois's blonde ponytail. With whispered urgency, you tell her to leave, posing as one of them. You're confident it will fool them long enough to get her a clear run at the car. You give her your keys and tell her to drive a short distance away, then call the cops. You pull out the bath panel after noticing it isn't sealed in place. You crawl inside and ask Lois to replace the panel before she goes. There isn't much space and your body prevents the panel sliding perfectly back into place. But Lois says it conceals you. She assures you she'll get help and is doing this for Amanda. She seems to emphasize that part. You listen to her footsteps as she leaves, until you can hear them no more. A minute or two later, a car engine starts up, hopefully yours. Multiple footsteps rush towards the front door. This makes you certain the car is yours with Lois at the wheel. Tires crunch across gravel, hopefully taking Lois to safety. Some of the figures are still moving through the house. You hope they think you're with Lois and didn't see she was alone. You think maybe they will leave, but they don't. Two people enter the bathroom, inches from your hiding place. You can see their legs through the slight gap between the bath and the panel. There are no cries of alarm at the sight of their fallen comrade's body, and no expressions of grief. They bend down and drag him across the floor and out of the room. Time passes, and help doesn't come. You're sure the cops should be here by now. Your watch tells you 20 minutes have passed. That should have been enough time because police don't need to stop for traffic or red lights. Lois's words come back to you, and a horrific thought sets your heart racing. She said she was doing this for Amanda. Your mind replays the strange way she puts emphasis on that point. Did Amanda tell her about the cheating? She swore she hadn't told anyone about you and Tiffany because she was too embarrassed. She later promised she wouldn't because you're trying to work things out, and other people hating you won't help. But what if she lied? You dismiss the idea, inwardly laughing at yourself. Lois has been friendly with you since Amanda discovered your infidelity, and even if Amanda did tell her, Lois wouldn't leave you to die. You're certain of this. Until help doesn't arrive. The figures find you and pull you from your hiding spot. There are 4 of them. You get one with a strong right hook, but the others soon restrain you. As they drag you from the room, you get a glimpse out the window. Your car is gone. Lois escaped and left you to rot. The pain that follows is a blur. You're in and out of consciousness when they beat you senseless and shave your head and scratch your face with what feels like some kind of a blade. You pass out when they cut your tongue and then pull your teeth out one by one with pliers. If you knew such pain existed, you never imagined it would happen to you. A few of them chant in an unfamiliar language. You assume the chanters still have their teeth and tongues, but you're in too much agony to care. You think you're going to die. You silently plead for death. But, like the help you waited for so recently yet so long ago, death doesn't turn up. They keep you chained in a house, not unlike the one where you'd been delivering pizza. They feed you broth and beat you when you don't worship Satan correctly, according to their rules and regulations. You have no idea how long you've been there. It could be weeks or months. You don't know if it's night or day. But then everything changes and you're pleased to find it's the darkest kind of night outside. It makes your fire all the brighter. You love watching that house in flames. You relish the scent of burning flesh and their cries of terror. The very chains that bound you are holding your enemies now. Well, all but one. You climb up the fire escape and through an open window. Lois is in her kitchen. She jumps when she notices an intruder, but otherwise doesn't look that shocked to find a cloaked figure in her apartment. She is shocked when you pull down your hood and she sees it's you. The realization takes her a few seconds. You're thinner than when she last saw you, not to mention the scars now etched on your once unblemished skin. She tries to run, but you easily catch her and smash her face against the kitchen counter. You hear her nose explode. She's still conscious when you strangle her to death. This makes you happy, although you don't experience joy in the way you used to. Elation might be a better word for how you feel when Lois struggles until she can fight no more. You leave her body on the kitchen tiles. Amanda smiles at you from a photograph pinned to the fridge with a magnet. But all you feel is disassociation. You catch your reflection in the hallway mirror on the way out. It's a surreal experience. Your eyes are staring back at you, but the person behind them is no more familiar than the tattoos on your face. We are two strangers facing each other at a metaphorical crossroads. I'm not sure if you realize, this is where your story ends, and mine begins.
Hi, I'm Justine. I write the stories for this channel. Thank you for listening to the end, and thank you to Papa Scare for narrating this story. It's always really awesome to work with narrators that I've been listening to before I even started this channel. I'll leave a link to his channel in the top line of the description, and I'll catch you in the next one.